Welcome to the show. I'm Danella, and here's what's happening now. Can you believe it? We're in the final days of 2017. It's not going out without a fight. Oh, you feel it when you walk outside of your house, especially if you're in the Northeast, get smacked in the face by the cold like a cold brick. Bam, across your face. So we'll talk about it. Also, we're going to talk about political pop. This week, public safety takes a back seat to capitalism. Hey, it's the American way. We'll talk about it. Also, in our show, In Our World, we're going to get you ready for 2018. Done a little research and have looked up the numerology behind 2018, and I will tell you what folks say we can expect. It's pretty interesting. So yeah, I can't wait to share. So but first is this cold weather in parts of our country. Folks in Erie, they say that they receive so much snow that it's the average height of a woman. That's a lot of snow. Others of us are in below freezing temperatures. I mean, it's so cold. It's like you walk outside and get hit in the face with a brick. So everybody, please stay safe out there. If you're in areas that receive snow, I know it was fun around Christmas time. You got your white Christmas. But yeah, help your neighbors dig out. Be safe. Be very, very, very safe. And look out for one another. Okay, we'll shoot across the country back over to California, Southern California there. We're dealing with the wildfires. The Thomas fire, specifically there, the fire is mostly contained, but not without causing a lot of damage. Now they're saying that the fire is the worst in California's history since they've been recording wildfires. And unfortunately, it's still unknown what caused the Thomas fire. I'm so glad there that it's almost 100% contained. A tough time across the country. Now we'll head over to Puerto Rico. That's another story that I've been tracking for you guys ever since the hurricane there, man. Just tracking it because they're still working to get power back on to all of the residents. Still trying to get schools open. A lot of schools still aren't even open in Puerto Rico. Well, here's a new problem. Police there are not working. They're calling out. Many police are calling out. Let's talk about it. Well, the reason that they're calling out is they say that they're owed back pay for the hours and hours that they worked overtime while covering what? The hurricane. Here's what they're saying. Police officers reportedly worked 7 days a week for 12 to 15 hours a day. This was back in September and October. They're saying that they still haven't received their money, so they're calling out sick. How bad is it? Well, they say on average, 2,700 officers on average have been absent daily. That's a lot of officers. They say normally it would be about 550 officers, but now no, 2,700 officers are calling out daily. And here's what they're also saying. They're saying that, hey, one precinct had only 3 police officers in it to cover 4 areas. They said another precinct had to call police officers to come in because they had no police officers to cover their area. And people are really concerned because think about it. The citizens feel they pay taxes and they should, have police officers working for them. But unfortunately, the police officers, hey, they need the money. They have to get their families back on track as well. A lot of them have experienced damage. Authorities there say that overall in Puerto Rico, crime has been down. However, and they're hoping to keep it that way, but they say, however, what they have noticed rather recently, an increased theft of generators there, which makes sense. A lot of people don't have electricity. Speaking of theft, criminals, I swear, they have no chill. Listen to this. A friend of mine called me the other day, a good friend of mine, and told me that some people, them, they stole his grandfather's car on Christmas Day. Anytime somebody get a car stole, I don't know, but it feels like we always just say, they stole the car, But yeah, man, some criminals stole my good friend's grandfather's car on Christmas morning. And it's so sad because it's a grandfather's car. You know what I mean? Like an older car. Like, how do you just break in and steal a car on Christmas? I swear, no chill. Just hurtful. Speaking of thefts, we're going to head over and talk about this iPhone situation. We got to talk about it. Because they got me. I am one of the people that has been affected. I missed this. I was not paying attention. And let me tell you, before I get into this story, it is personal, super personal for me. Because I am an Apple lover for years. I have done all editing forever on a Mac computer. Yeah, I had my iPod. I was rocking my iPod when I ran. That's before I got my iPhone popping. And I still would run. I got a case holder so I could hear my iPhone while I run. I'm in the family. I got adapters, docks, everything. They got me. And you know what I did? I updated my phone. And now it barely works. And I feel like such an idiot. Yeah, they obviously want me to buy a new phone. I haven't really felt the need to buy a new phone. One, because my old phone was working. Now I have to call it an old phone. But yeah, a lot of people are having this problem. And in fact, folks are suing Apple. Yes, did you hear about this? I believe 5 people in New York, well, more now, more people are suing across the country. So in New York, they got a lawsuit. In Paris, you know what they're doing in Paris? They have a criminal suit against the folks at Apple. And if the execs there are convicted, they could face up to 5 years in prison. That's crazy. Yeah, people are mad. They are mad because, it's like we're robbed. So here's the thing. If you're unfamiliar, first let me just say, shout out to all the Android folks. I'm going to let you have your moment. I have thrown a lot of shade over the years to folks with Androids. I have, and they throw the shade right back because they'll say like, oh, y'all just now doing that? I mean, look, just Christmas time, my nephew was saying to me, oh, auntie, I'll text grandma and I said, but it's too late to text her. He said, no, I'll schedule it for the morning. And I said, you can schedule text? And he was like, you can't? We've been doing that. Right. So let me let y'all have y'all moment. Y'all have good pictures, nice video. So nice. You can do a lot of stuff. It's awesome. So in case you do and you haven't been following the news and you're kind of like, I have an Android, I don't listen to this Apple world. Let me tell you what these cats did. They sent out a new update. And the new update makes all the older phones, specifically the 6 versions, the iPhone 6, like obsolete. It takes up all of our batteries, ruining the phone. I believe I have a 6. I don't even know. Yes, I probably do because the cat is not working. I feel like showing the cat. The cat is not working. But anyway, could you imagine how you would feel? Because here it is that they're giving you this update saying, hey, it's going to make your phone great. And the truth is the update ruins your phone. So let me offer solutions. First solution, the Cupertino cats, they say this. They'll install a new battery for you for $80, right? Because you can't replace your iPhone battery. But this company is saying they'll install a new one for you for $80. Option number 2, which I'm trying this weekend. Hopefully, well, I forgot about the whole New Year's Eve happening this weekend. But I got to. People need a phone. So here's my plan for this weekend when I have time. Because what I've read is going to take a long time. If you're in this problem, here's what you can do. You basically have to take your phone and download it onto your computer, right? Wipe it out. Then upload the older operating system back onto your iPhone. Then upload your information back on your iPhone. Now, let me just say, it sounds a bit risky. I'm not that much tech savvy. I'm going to be honest. It's a weakness. I don't know what's going to happen. But what I intend to do is follow it step by step on the internet. Okay. And I will let you know if that works for me. You can wait if you want to wait on doing it. For those of you who are in the same problem I am, with your battery dying all the time. If my phone was on now, the battery would have died within the first couple of minutes of this show, I'm sure. And it just runs slow. It's like, it just feels like the 90s. Like when you first got a cell phone. You don't know what it's like. I remember this is what it was like. You're like, oh, things load up slow. But anyway, yeah, it's like that. So yes, I'll let you know next week how that works out for me. My plan is to try to do that. And if it doesn't work, what my plan will be is I may have to switch to an Android. I don't know, just saying that, it almost feels like I'm going to get like electrocuted. It feels like all the technology in my house is going to like grow legs and start like robot walking towards me, and like pulling out its parts and being like, we're going to get you. Don't leave us. I mean, that's just how I feel. Yeah, so hopefully that doesn't happen. I will let you know if I can get it to work this other way. They say it'll take a long time, but it may be worth it. Because come on, I cannot buy a new phone when, couple reasons. One, a lot of times the new phones, when they first put them out, the newer models just aren't good. And 2, I think those phones are like $900 right now. It just seems crazy. It seems crazy to me. Is it just me? Can you let me know? Email me. You can email me at DanellaNOW, Danella@DanellaNOW.com. You could do that. Or put it in the comment. Maybe I'm tripping. I might be cheap. I don't know. $1,000 for a phone. I'm just thinking, I don't know. Bags, shoes. And I don't even do that. Just saying. Sounds crazy. All right. Let's move on to political pop. Because when I talk about crazy, I just got to get into political pop. So here is your political pop for Friday, December 29th. The Department of Housing and Urban Development officially withdrew from several Obama-era rules. And they said this is based off of Trump's executive order. Let's get a little bit detailed about what this order contains. And this is, I want to really talk to you about this particular rule. And this was based on floods. And the idea was, if you are building a property that is even partially funded by HUD, right, and it's in what's considered a flood area, then it has to be built on higher ground. And the idea is so that these properties can better withstand floods. Makes sense. So Trump's executive orders require the agency to review and repeal costly regulations. They consider this a costly regulation. So yeah, here's what environmentalists are saying. They're saying that it's a huge setback for them. But home building companies, they're like, this is a big win for them. They can spend less money, don't have to worry about these regulations. But they also said that it makes it more affordable, make the housing more affordable for low-income families. I don't know, man. I just don't know. I just, feel that if you're in a flood area, you should build on higher land. So yeah, it looks like capitalism wins again. And that was your political pop. And now we'll jump straight into In Our World. This week we're talking about what to expect in 2018. Now, I did a little research. I'm not super familiar with numerology. I am somewhat familiar, but I decided to look up like 2018 numerically, like what does it mean? And as I was reading it, I saw some interesting things that I was just like, man, I got to share this. This is really interesting stuff. So what they say about 2018 is that this is a period in which we can expect information chaos. So when I saw that, I was like, ooh, well, let me find out more. So yeah, so basically, I got this information from Numerology.com, and they say that this is going to be a period where it'll be a struggle between opposing viewpoints, specifically dealing with your heart and your mind. Isn't that the age-old struggle? Let's look a little bit further into this. They say passion dominates 2018, which is good when it's driven by positivity. But think about it. If passion is driving you in a negative way, all to the bad. So it'll be most important to really work through that balance of balancing your heart and your mind. They also add that as life becomes increasingly more hectic, chaotic, a bunch of misinformation being shot at us at all the time, that as that happens, it'll be important for us to simplify things, to kind of go within. And logically, that kind of makes sense. Think about how you feel now. I know I'm not the only one that feels this way. Think about how you feel now, bombarded, by all of our gadgets, bombarded by all these world events, by all these personal events. So much is happening exterior to us. And they say that it's only natural that since we're in such this digital age, there will be this need for us to kind of simplify things, similar to what we've done in the past before we've transitioned into the digital age. And so that's where the struggle between the heart and mind is really going to come into play. So let me give you how they say you can tell the difference between the two. I thought this was very interesting. They say that if it is loud, obnoxious, hurtful to others, anyone, anywhere, or is motivated by fear, greed, distrust, or anger, it is the mind without the heart, and it is wrong. So how can you tell the difference, especially when you're making a huge life decision? Because a lot of times your mind may tell you one decision, but your heart, it may give you a totally different feeling of which direction you should go. So here is what Numerology.com suggests for telling the difference between your heart and your mind. I found this very fascinating. They say this: if it is loud, obnoxious, hurtful to others, anyone, anywhere, or is motivated by fear, greed, distrust, or anger, then it is the mind without the heart. They say that it is always wrong. Okay? They say without exception, it's wrong. So if you're trying to make a choice and that choice has any of those characteristics, is it loud, obnoxious, hurtful to others, anyone, anywhere, then all the time, absolutely that choice is wrong. They say that if it is gentle, warm, loving, helps or heals others, anyone, anywhere, or is motivated by generosity, courage, or empathy, you can be certain it comes from the heart and is right. So as you're making your decisions, especially the big ones of 2018, especially as, you think about your New Year's resolution, everyone's thinking like, what did I do in 2017? What can I do better in 2018? I wanted to share this to be helpful in the decision-making process, because we all struggle. I struggle a lot between my heart and my mind in making decisions. My mind does tend to be definitely more practical. And if you're ever faced with a decision where to do it is hurtful to someone else, it's good to know that that is always a negative decision. One important thing that they say, though, is that during this whole period of 2018, all of these lessons are for you. I thought that was interesting. They say, make no mistake, all of the chaos, everything that you're going to experience, and they say we're going to experience not only personally, they say nationally and globally. That's what they say. So brace ourselves, folks. But anyway, they say that just know that all of this chaos is for you. Think about it, because we grow. This is how we grow. So they offer some other helpful hints for deciding what to do. Where is it coming from? They say that if you're listening to sounds and images played between your ears, then that is your, you guessed it, mind. They say that you can be sure some of the information stored there is inaccurate. Some of it is. They say, so be careful, because the mind can be what they call an ugly beast. Also, if you're feeling something near the heart area, if it affects you emotionally, if it reminds you of love and empathy, if it makes you feel powerful and helpless at the same time, and if the only confusion you experience is both sad and beautiful, if you feel the need to share it, to treasure it, then you probably should also act on it. They say that that is definitely your heart, and that your heart speaks the truth. Interesting things to think about. Yeah, I know a lot of people aren't really necessarily into numerology per se, but when I read this, I was really like, wow. I don't know, even if you aren't sure what to expect in 2018 and you're just open and you're just like, let me see what comes my way, I wanted to just share this with you, because if you are facing a challenge, maybe there's a new job, maybe it's a new relationship, maybe you're debating whether to re-enter an old relationship that you previously have gotten out of, run it through that filter. Try to determine, is it your heart? Is it your mind? Determine in your mind does have accurate information, but sometimes it also has inaccurate information. But that heart speaks the truth. So is it empathy? Is it helpful? Is it loving? That's your heart. Is the decision that you're trying to make going to be hurtful? Will it hurt someone else? That's the mind. And it's negative. So, man, as we get ready, we are in the final days. I feel like we're counting down right now. We're in the final days of 2017. I know there was a lot of change in this past year that we're getting out of. I just pray for you that it was just a growth experience for you. And in the new year, I just want to send you all love and light and say, look, we're going to get through this thing together, okay? Because we are definitely in this together. Definitely in this together. And I promise to continue in 2018 to deliver useful information, to share with you the most that I can. Anything that I find in the world that can be helpful to you is in my heart to deliver it to you, to help you just create a better world for yourself. A better world for inside of yourself, a better world for outside of yourself. That is my goal. So with that being said, before we wrap up the show, I just want to thank all of my subscribers, man. I remember when I had 0. Yay! Thank you so much for subscribing. And I want to thank those of you that actually comment, those of you that have emailed. I really appreciate it. And that's why I really make it a point to write back, because it really means a lot to me that you share your thoughts. It helps me know what you want more of, what you might want less of. So I definitely appreciate that, and we grow together. So thank you for that. Coming up this year in January, some more changes for the show. Hopefully you enjoy them. If not, it's a two-way street. Let me know. So what we're going to do as far as my media tips that I give, we're going to start out, especially because it's the new year. I thought this was really fitting. I had a suggestion that was, how can we be better at critiquing ourselves, and that was one of these suggestions that I had, that I said, this could be a really good way to kick off the new year. So that's where we'll kick it off. And I'll continue to offer tips on how to grow within yourself, how to be a better public speaker, things like that, in case some of you have to deliver presentations at your job, speeches at your house, maybe even talk to your significant other. Yeah, this can help you out there too. So yeah, I'll give you some tips for that for this upcoming month. Thank you to everyone that was kind enough to write in a suggestion. Please know that even if I don't get to it in January, I'm going to get to it and definitely get back to what you say you would like me to talk about. So with that being said, I just want to wrap up this show. Thank you so much for joining me again. I just want to say, have an incredible 2017. It's out of here. Be safe for your new year. Have an amazing New Year celebration. And I will see you next year.